Welcome back to ShouJoe, the ultimate podcast that talks about ShouJoe-ish, ShouJoe adjacent, and just anime in general. I'm Sarah, here to introduce my friend Joe to ShouJoe. That's the name. Joe, say hi as best you can.
Hello. I have probably strep throat. I have some kind of tonsillitis thing. I have a sore throat, and so today I'm going to be very at this volume the whole time.
Last time it was the damn neighbor mowing. Now it's you sick.
Yeah, now I'm sick.
The mowing cracked me up because we record where we hear each other through Discord, which does a good job of cleaning up audio, so I didn't hear it. I thought it was funny.
A little bit, yeah. It was pretty good.
I'm trying to think of what. It's just been another busy week.
What have you been working?
Yes, but
like a real adult.
Yeah, I know. After next week, it should be fine. Well, actually, this next week's just gonna be a weird week because I always have the first Friday off. So, but it'll finally should be more chill. Venice was a good launch. People seem to like it. No more going into the office every day. Hopefully, maybe just once a week. But yeah, so I should get back to normal life. I was able to stream a bit more than I have been lately. So, and you got to chime in on that with Forbidden West.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, fumbling my way through that game. That's what I've been up to. How about you, Joe?
So I am a little sick today. Unrelated to that, last night I went to an anime-themed, nightclub rave. It was billed as a rave. It was not a rave.
You got sick there.
Maybe. It's possible that I got
certainly.
sick there.
So what? It wasn't a rave. What was it?
It was just they just had a DJ. It was just kind of that thing, you know.
Gotcha. Well, was it fun at least?
Yeah, no, it was good. I dressed up.
What'd you dress up as?
Of what I was dressed up as.
Ooh, show me.
Tell me if you recognize this character.
Okay. Oh my god, it's so good!
I was dressed up as
my god, it's from One Piece.
Buggy the Clown from One Piece, but as a prisoner in Impel Down.
It's so good!
So I didn't have to create the whole coat.
Very good job.
So that was fun.
Oh man.
And totally not the reason why I'm sick now, probably.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
I did wear a mask, so I thought that would protect me. It did not. Anyway, yeah, so I did that. I also watched with some friends. I showed them Crusher Joe, which I think I've recommended before.
Yes, you did.
Upon a rewatch, not. I forgot how long. It's a long movie, which I didn't think it was that long because I watched it on a 4-hour airplane, and everything on a 4-hour airplane ride seems not that long, but this is over 2 hours.
Oh, damn.
And also, the plot's kind of, you kind of have to pay attention to the plot.
Oh, no.
So, a lot of people we're watching it with were,
eyes glazed over.
Or, eating or something, and then they're just what's happening? And I'm yeah, you kind of, really have to pay attention to what's going on, but that movie's still really good.
Yeah.
It's just, it's almost an hour of it is just, showing off with cool action animation and stuff.
I feel like it's hard to show a group of people anything, because they're just going to get distracted. I feel like it's got to be, one-on-one, where you're are you paying attention to this thing I'm showing you?
It's you have to tell them in advance that you have to pay attention to it.
Yep.
And then I was doing something else. What else? I thought that I had. Oh yeah, so I'm watching Macross. Mm-hmm. Super Dimensional Fortress Macross. And the thing about that show, okay, so that show's a little weird because one, it came out during that era where Western studio would get the rights to it, but then instead of just subtitling it and releasing it here, they did the thing where they recut it into a different show.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with Voltron, because that was just a different show, and they just take the animation and redub over it and change the ordering and stuff. So here, Macross came out as Robotech, and apparently it sucks.
Oh, okay, I've heard of that. I've heard of Macross, but
so this is the reason why Gundam is kind of popular here, but Macross isn't.
Because they butchered
it. Because you couldn't see it here at all. You could see some other thing, but so Macross is 36 episodes or something, but really it was only billed to be 28, I think.
Oh.
But then it was so popular, they were just like, hey, make more episodes. So, like, I watched... So you get to episode 27, and, like, the show basically just ends. Like, they resolve the big conflict. They also resolved, like... Because this is a show that's, you know, about a battleship that lands on Earth, and then Earth recombines, and, like, it tries to refurbish the battleship, and then they get sent off into space, and then, like, a bunch of, like, a million aliens attack them. Mm-hmm. And, like, the show ends with them, like, resolving the, like, alien attacks and, like, beating all the bad guys and stuff like that. But, like, the show is actually about the main character, Hikaru, and...
Hikaru!
Yeah, his name's Hikaru. And his friend Minmay, as they, like, kind of have, like, a really early romance thing. I think I talked about this on an earlier episode. And then the rest of the show is them just, like, kind of growing apart, or, like, it's kind of a will they, won't they. Like, these are characters that like each other. They haven't really, like, said they want to go out. She becomes, like, a pop idol, and he becomes, like, a pilot in the military. And their, like, worlds just don't collide anymore.
Watched a bit of a Macross series. Cricket! Leave Shanks alone.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I got my ferret out. Cricket, leave that ferret alone. It was the same, where it was like some dude, and then there's a chick who was a pop idol. So I guess that's just the thing to go with, I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's newer. Interesting though that they just do the same thing, or maybe it was
like the whole overarching thing of Macross is like the thing that makes humanity good is like culture stuff. It's not like war stuff, because the people they're fighting are all like humanoid, like groups of people that are only know war and don't know culture. And so like what ends up happening is all of the enemies they fight end up being astonished by what they call proto culture, which is like, you know, music and going to an arcade and going on dates and that kind of thing. And so like that's like the main thing is like, oh yeah, you know, culture is what really drives people together. It's not all this, you know, militaristic stuff. That's kind of like the main thrust of it, which is why it makes sense to have like that be the kind of plotline stuff, because Minmay ends up being a really important character because like her singing songs is like strategically important for the war effort. But yeah, like the real heart of the show is about this, like the romance between these characters, and like, are they going to get together? Are they going to get together with other people? Like, are they able to like keep it together? And it's just really funny because you get to episode 17, all of that seems to get resolved, and then episode 20, it's like 2 years later, we have to walk back the relationship stuff, or we have nothing for the show to be about. So it's like, it's just a really funny thing to be like, have the big hurrah. Nope, just kidding. We have 8 more episodes.
The one I watched was Macross Frontier, and I think I saw it in an AMV, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. So I never finished it, but I watched a bit of it because it had those romantic elements to it that I guess aren't necessarily a main priority in most mecha shows.
Yeah, not really. They're usually about other stuff. But Macross is extremely good. I also have another update.
Yeah. Ooh, what is it?
Breaking. Breaking. Bellrant versus Sony settlement has sent you $31.
Oh,
let's go.
You're loaded.
There it is. It's like I got to use that service for free, basically. Yay. There you go. Always be part of class action lawsuits, everyone.
So this is the free dive?
The high dive one.
Or high dive? Yeah. Free dive is
a
different thing. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's like this fan service anime with a bunch of hot dudes who swim and are kind of boys.
I thought that was just called free.
Oh, maybe that's what free. You're right. That's what it's called. Never mind. Free. Okay. Cool. Well, that's what we've been up to.
Yep. So that's what we've been up to.
Yeah. This is the second to last episode of our Angelic Layer coverage. I know. It's these are they feel different. Like I think I was expecting. Well, yeah, the second episode we're gonna cover, I was expecting more. But we'll get into that. But you want to jump into episode 23?
Okay, we will do the summaries. Here I go.
Oh yeah, here you go.
Angelic Layer episode 23 is called "Break Up the Magic Wall." Misaki versus Ojiro. We open on a flashback of a young Ojiro looking for his brother at his office. Ichan isn't there, but Ojiro sees the prototype angel, like the very first one that they made, and picks it up. Shuko comes in and asks him what he's doing. Ojiro is shy, and Shuko figures out that he's Ichan's brother, and then she notices him holding the angel and asks if he would like to try playing Angelic Layer. as the opening plays. After the flashback, we return to the present day match between Hikaru and Wizard. Wizard is using Magic Guard, which is reflecting all of Hikaru's attacks. Haruko suggests that Misaki use Hikaru's speed, so she sends Hikaru to run like really fast circles around Wizard and then to try to like hit him from behind where he doesn't know where she is exactly, but that doesn't work and Wizard just blocks it with Magic Guard again. In the stands, Tamayo and Kotaro speculate on how Magic Guard works. Tamayo suggests that Wizard uses wind like Ranga does to like create a barrier around himself, but then behind them, Ringo says that she doesn't think that's true. They ask how long she's been sitting behind them, and she says, oh, from the very beginning, meaning she saw all their awkward relationship drama and they get embarrassed. The battle rages. Everyone is confused about how Wizard's Magic Guard works, including Alice, and Shoko, who's also kind of confused about it. Hikaru is almost defeated, but the round 1 buzzer rings right before Wizard can land a, knockout blow. Ojiro waves at all his adoring fans, as Ichan talks to him over the radio. Ojiro asks him if he's asked Shuko out yet, and he says that's his business, but then Ojiro counters that, well, if he marries her, then she'll be his sister, so it's technically family business. And then he tells him that he won't forgive him if he doesn't make her happy, and hangs up. Ichan is kind of confused by this, but then he pieces it together because he's smart. Haruko fixes up Hikaru and tells Misaki not to give up. The second round starts. Misaki immediately has a crisis whether she can remember where she can't remember why she's even in this tournament. In her mindscape, which is a big black void, she walks around as feathers fall all around her, and then she remembers her ultimate goal, to have a match with Athena. Now determined to win, Misaki tries to figure out the secret of Magic Guard. Hikaru repeatedly charges Wizard's Magic Guard, trying to find an opening. Misaki eventually notices that right when Hikaru comes in contact with Magic Guard, there's a little bit of electrical discharge and figures out what the trick is. She has Hikaru rip off one of her little antenna wires to expose the raw copper wiring, because these are actually wires. These are not strings or something. Mm-hmm. And then she attacks Wizard again. When she comes in contact with Magic Guard, the wire grounds her and she's able to break through the guard and punch Wizard in the face. Ojiro, who up to this point has been extremely confident, is shocked to see Wizard's Magic Guard broken. Ichan explains that Magic Guard is Wizard shedding a static electricity, and by grounding herself, Hikaru can negate it. Ojiro isn't out of the fight yet and starts to fight her straight up. In the control room, Shuko says that Ojiro is doing a pretty good job, probably because he had such a talented brother. But then Ichan's like, well, I think he had a pretty good teacher, which is Shuko. And we see a flashback of Shuko teaching Ojiro how to play Angelic Layer. Ojiro thinks about how Angelic Layer allowed him to get closer to his brother and wonders if Shuko remembers the first time they played together, which she does because she just had a flashback about it. Both Ojiro and Misaki get really caught up in the fight. Sai comments that she's never seen Ojiro so into a match before. The second round ends, but Ojiro and Misaki are so in it that they don't even hear the buzzer, and Haruko and Fujimori have to tell them that the round is over. The third round starts, and both Ojiro and Misaki are determined to face Athena in the final. In the stands, Madoka asks Alice who she thinks is going to win, and Alice says that Misaki better win or else she'll be angry that she lost to her. We also see that she has her own angel now, so good end to Alice's story here. Mm-hmm. The fight continues and is really cool. Hikaru starts using some of Athena's moves. It gets down to the wire with both angels only having a sliver of energy left. They both exchange blows, but it's Hikaru who comes out on top as Wizard collapses in defeat. Shuko says she's thrilled that Misaki has made it this far. Ogata is shocked that Ojiro lost. Ichan also seems shocked, but then leaves to get some roasted sweet roasted sweet chestnuts for Ojiro. Haruko congratulates Misaki. Misaki extends her seat over to Ojiro and tells him that he did a great job. This cheers Ojiro up, and then he asks her for a second date because he might have fallen in love with her. Misaki looks shocked as we cut to credits.
Man, cheese nuts, am I right?
Cheese nuts. Roasted cheese nuts. That would be better. I'd probably like that better.
Yeah. I can just...
Like cheese curds?
Ew. That just sounds disgusting.
You don't like those? Okay.
The name alone is... Ugh.
Have you not had... They're real.
No, I've never had them. Where would one encounter such a thing? I can hear it. You sound so tired. Or like...
I sound so what? Yeah, I'm sick. You have to comment on it.
Okay, I know. Poor Joe.
Was I not animated enough?
No.
The Ojiro fight? Should I be more hype about him doing a thing that's apparently shedding electricity, even though it just straight up looks like a barrier?
Yeah.
That's not how electricity works,
well,
Ojiro.
This is the made-up world we're hanging out in. Baby Ojiro, super cute.
He's tiny.
Oh, also Shuko's wearing an ugly ass turtleneck. Like, ugh. But,
oh my god, just let her live.
Okay. I only have a limited amount of time to
hate on Shuko before the show ends.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh god. Okay, so I'm glad we get to see Sai again. Freaking Ringo with
Shows
another
up.
disguise. No one will ever know it's her.
She's wearing glasses. Well, they didn't notice her behind him, so I guess
true.
it worked.
Oh man. And yeah, the fact that she was eavesdropping on their whole little romantic debacle is funny.
That was pretty good.
Oh man.
Pretty good. I like it when characters hang out with each other and not just with Misaki.
Yeah, right? Like a real world where they interact with not just the protagonist. Okay, Alice in the stands is like, what is he doing? He must be cheating. And I'm like, you're one to talk about cheating, Missy.
Well, this is how she
Dear
knows.
God.
She's like, I can,
Oh, and she used to be obsessed with Ojiro, but I guess she's Team Misaki in this fight. Tides have turned,
Good
and
for
her
her.
angel, we didn't get to see it. Maybe we'll see it next episode. Her angel looks cute. I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But
yeah.
I don't know if we'll get to see it.
No, probably not. Let's see. Oh, and she uses freaking Rolling Thunder.
She
And if
does
they're
use
gonna
really, I knew you'd get mad about that.
and if she's going to use, because they have this one little still they'll show of Rolling Thunder where it's her legs kicking with a little rainbow shimmer going. But if you're going to show Rolling Thunder, at least give us the whole sequence of going on your hands for the handstand and then the kick. That's cool.
I think it's okay. I think it just having the one frame is fine. I don't need to see it over and over again. I mean, this episode did have a lot of fighting in it. These two episodes just have a lot of action sequences. The next episode especially has a lot of just cool action sequences.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, this is pretty good. She beats the gimmick this time.
Yeah.
Unlike last time with the
where
boat
she
and the
just
crystal,
disregard
which
that it was
just
everything.
doesn't happen again. So I appreciate that she gets to problem solve her way out of something. I didn't realize those were actually wires. I thought those were just
yeah, well, she made the alpha
shoelaces
herself,
or something.
so they weren't until this episode probably.
But that's cool. I mean, I like that we get to incorporate those things. We're acknowledging that she has those instead of it just being a style thing.
Yeah. I mean, they came in handy because early on I was like, oh, someone's just going to grab those things and chuck her out of the ring with them. But they came in handy.
What do you think about Ojiro being like, hey, bro, did you ask Shuko out yet?
Yeah, I think maybe he's just trying to get over it. And if his brother just finally does it, then that'll help. And he can just be happy for his brother instead of being like, oh, why can't it be me?
Yeah, I mean, he's very mature about the whole thing. The thing that has been pretty impressive about Ojiro is that he is not he seems to always be trying to do the right thing and being pretty chill about stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Very composed and thinking about everyone in the situation and not just himself.
Yeah. But he's still a kid though. It kind of sucks that he has to be the one
15.
mature one here.
Yeah.
It's nice that he gets he gets into the match for once. He gets to actually have a personality for a little bit.
Yeah,
Just
that's
being the
true.
responsible kid.
That's true. When Ichan is talking to Shuko and talking about wizards, how his whole magic guard works, I'm like, because I thought maybe she knew, but it seemed like she didn't. So it's maybe he was going to be her next opponent and you just gave his secret away to her. She is a participant. I feel like she shouldn't be getting inside tips like this.
I mean, she saw it happen.
I mean, but she didn't maybe understand what happened. Could have left that.
I mean, this is he's explaining it to the audience. He's not actually explaining it to her.
She's in the room. She hears all the.
I mean, she could see it. She watched it happen. But I do think it's interesting that clearly this was a secret. Ichan just figured it out because he made the game. I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shuko never figured it out, I guess.
I guess not. Well, it's new, right? So she hasn't faced it, but
I like the gimmicks. I like the gimmicks in these fights.
Mm-hmm. I last episode I guessed. Sorry, can you hear my cat? She is losing her damn mind. Moxie, calm down. Oh my god. Okay, sorry, it's very distracting. She's been very needy this morning. Okay, because I thought he was gonna he was waiting to beat her to confess to her, but it's more if he can beat her, then he can get over her in his mind is what the motivation for wanting to win is.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever. I mean, like, Misaki gives him that advice, being like, oh, you should just, like, say your feelings.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll work
He was
out.
never gonna, though.
Like, yeah, not Ichan. Ojiro is mature. He's like, listen, this is never gonna work. So I'm just gonna win this fight and move on with my life. Like, the only stable person in this entire show. Like, Ojiro truly is, like, the only adult here.
Yeah, for real.
He's good. I like Ojiro a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think about Misaki and her mind's eye in the black void as feathers rain down on her?
It seemed like they animated that little scene better. Like, she looked better than she normally does. Whatever. I guess.
As like the
I feel like
visual
she only
representation
in the beginning of the show
hesitancy.
talks about the whole white angel Athena thing. Like, it hasn't been the focus. Like, I feel like that hasn't actually been what she's been doing this for, but she's just gonna.
I mean, that, like, so when her and Haruko, like, re-up their promise on that terrifying ride at the theme park, it's to have a match against Athena, which just happened to be like, you have to go to the finals because of the way the bracket worked out.
Yeah, I guess
it's related to that. Yeah,
Hotoko's cute this episode.
Yeah, Hotoko's great. She's just like, hang in there, Misaki, and Misaki, like, starts the match and then immediately goes into the shadow realm as she, like, tries to remember why she's here.
What her drive is.
It's like, man. All right, the match is, we're 10 seconds into the match, Misaki, you gotta be a little bit more present.
She's never present, though. She's always distracted by something. It's a wonder she's made it this far.
Yeah. Hikaru starts using some of Athena's moves. Yeah! Which is cool.
No! More, like, unoriginal.
Oh, I forgot that you hate this. She's like the synthesis
That's
of everybody.
That's from, like, the first time we see Athena fight in episode 1. I think the, like, handstand legs around the opponent's neck thing that we see her do against that one angel with, like, spikes on her knees and stuff. That first fight that Misaki sees walking into Tokyo. I think that's the fight where she sees it. So she retained it for a long time.
She watched the fight, the recent ones. Like, she watched some of Shiko's fighting. Remember when she fights that weird clown?
Yeah. You mean the bunny? Oh, you mean the...
Oh, the bunny? Oh, no. Oh, it's Sai that fights a clown. Somebody fights a clown. But yeah, no, she fights a bunny. That's right.
Oh, man. Yeah. The jester.
God, these other angels are so funny.
Let's see. Kotaro getting choked out by Ringo and Tomoyo was funny.
That was pretty funny. Yeah.
Oh, man. They're, like, very similar. They should be besties, Ringo and Tomoyo. At the end of the fight, when Ojiro is kind of just like quietly not responding to anything, Misaki moves her little seat over to where he is. But I'm like, did they have control over those things? Like, just remote control?
I guess they
move that arm around. Because she's just like,
I don't know.
The longest mechanical arms in the world.
Yeah, it's very funny to have that happen.
Man. And then, okay, he's like, oh, maybe I fall in love with you. Like, what? He just likes to be dominated by ladies. That's his thing.
He's teasing her, right? Like, I don't think he's serious about this.
I don't know. We'll see. Meow.
I don't know. That's hard because, like, he knows that she likes him, so it's kind of a weird thing to say if he doesn't actually mean that.
That's true. Yeah, messed up.
You know, he's the older boy. I mean, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing: if they start dating, she's gonna be dating her future uncle.
Okay, yeah. I don't think he's being super serious about this. I think he's just like,
I don't know. Clamp seems into some weird ass stuff, so who knows?
I mean, it's I don't know. I just think it can come across as just being kind of cute.
Meow meow, Foxy.
Are you meowing at your cat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I call her Moo Moo because she's a little fatty, like a cow.
Wow.
She likes it. Trust me.
You act like that's her fault and not the way you feed her.
No.
You take her on walks?
No, I don't take her on walks. I did used to take my ferrets on walks. I was a full-blown crazy ferret lady. Oh my god. Yeah, that's all I got for episode 23.
Yeah. They're pretty good. I think that was a pretty satisfying fight. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Got through the gimmick, just had a normal fight. The action was pretty good. I liked Ojiro a lot in it. The Ojiro, the fact that for Ojiro, Angelic Layer is about him getting closer to his brother, I think, is pretty good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Gets
cheese nuts.
That's nice. The cheese nuts at the end. Yeah, so I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's also interesting because like Ojiro's already kind of had his arc with Angelic Layer, because this is like, oh, this is the thing that brought me closer to my brother. I'm already close to my brother, so it's like instead of the arc happening in real time via Misaki, this is like, oh, this is what this thing did for me like last year or something. You know what I mean? And that's kind of cool. I have a note here. I guess it's kind of for next episode, but like the top 4 players. Well, I'll say it next episode.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So the top 4 players.
Nope, let's hear it.
Because next episode is going to be Sai versus Shuko. Are the founder of the sport, Shuko, the daughter of the founder of the sport, which is Misaki, the brother of a founder of the sport,
poor
and then
Sai. She doesn't stand chance.
She's the only.
She's got no inside. Yeah,
the only non-insider there. That's so funny to me.
If everyone knew.
Sai's just here.
Well,
all right.
Are you ready?
Episode 24, Reach Misaki, This Thought Goes Over the Rainbow. We open on a flashback of Shuko and Misaki both attempting to write letters to each other. Misaki writes about how one time she saw a rainbow and she wishes that she could have seen it with Shuko. Then she turns to her old Hikaru doll, which is just like a normal doll, and says that she's not going to send these letters because she doesn't want her mom to overwork herself and feel like she needs to send her a reply. Meanwhile, Shuko can't bring herself to write anything meaningful because she's too guilty about not being there for her daughter. She hugs all of her letters and says how she thinks about Misaki every day as the OP plays. We cut to Ichan writing, or trying to write a love letter to Shuko, but he isn't doing any better than they were in the past. He curses his lack of literary talent and decides that he's just gonna have to tell her in person. He walks in on Shuko and Yuko doing some work and awkwardly asks if, quote, the champion would like to get some fresh air for a moment, unquote. She's confused, and Yuko is like, dude, we got a game tomorrow. She should be, like, resting up. But Ichan insists and says that they have things to talk about, and then he drags her out. Ichan takes Shuko to the theme park that Hitoko and Misaki went to a few episodes ago, which we find out is named Princess Land. An employee offers to help Shuko get up the stairs since this theme park is not wheelchair accessible. But Ichan says he got it, and he princess carries her up to a Ferris wheel. Shuko, for her part, just kind of like lets all this happen. In the Ferris wheel, Shuko says she hasn't been in one in forever, and then asks Ichan if she was heavy, and he's like, no. And then she teases him a little bit. Then she asks him if he's angry at her, and he says, no, of course not. And she says, oh, she thought like you might be mad because of how much of a coward she's being. And then she starts talking about how she can't bring herself to talk to Misaki because everything she could say would sound like an excuse, and that she doesn't even remove her headset during the games because she doesn't want Misaki to see her because she's so scared that she can't bring herself to send in the letters that she wrote either. It's real rough. She starts crying, and Ichan tells her that she should be proud of all they've accomplished together. Then he tells her that he likes her. He says that she's the reason he's been able to keep going at it after all these years, and that he wants to be together with her and Misaki. Shuko doesn't know what to say, and Ichan says, it's cool, you don't have to give me an answer right now, and she thanks him. Ichan is relieved to finally have that off his chest and deflates like a cartoon man. We cut to the next match, which is between Shuko and Sai. In the control room, Ichan mopes about how he didn't get an answer, and Ogata wonders what's up with him, while Fujimori seems to be piecing it together because she pays attention. In the arena, Sai tells Shuko that her sister admired her, and that's why she started playing Angelic Layer, but today she's gonna go all out. Over the radio, Shuko tells Yuko that she might lose this fight because she's afraid of meeting Misaki in the finals. The area is revealed to be an ancient stone temple. Shuji tells us that this arena also has climate and that Ichan designed it. Fujimori says that he's a romantic, which confuses Ogata, and Fujimori says that she likes guys she can tease over romantics, which flies right over Ogata's head because this is still happening. The match is about to begin, and Yuko wonders if Shuko's gonna be able to win or not. The angels enter the lair, Athena starts attacking Shirohime, Kaede tells Sai that she can't win by being defensive, and Sai should go on the attack. Unfortunately, Sai's pretty bad on the attack, and Athena starts beating Shirohime up. The battle rages, and Athena is winning pretty handedly as round 1 ends. Yuko says that maybe Shuko was worried for nothing, because Shuko kind of seems to just be like winning nonstop. And Shuko is not quite that convinced. Round 2 starts. Shirahime starts doing a little better this round, but is still mostly losing. We get a lot of comments by the crew that Sai and Shuko seem to really be enjoying themselves because everybody's having a good time in the semifinals. Round 2 ends. Yuko asks Shuko why she doesn't just end it because, like, she had opportunities to, and Shuko says that she wants to keep fighting Sai a little longer. Kaede repairs Shirahime and asks Sai why she hasn't used hyper mode. Sai says that if she uses hyper mode, then Shirahime will only last a few minutes, and she wants to fight Athena for as long as she can. Round 3 starts. We get a lot of cool action shots of Athena and Shirahime fighting, where they're, like, doing cool stuff, like throwing... Like Shirahime's punching through walls. She's like throwing pillars at Athena. It's pretty cool. Shuko starts to think to herself how at the beginning all of this was to create prosthetic legs and return to Misaki, but somewhere along the way she actually fell in love with the game Angelic Layer. But all the time she was running from Misaki and herself. Shuko decides to end the match by flying up in the air and blasting Shirahime with an energy ball, which we saw her do in episode 1. We learn that this move is called Astral Emission, and it was enough to finish the match. In the arena, it starts to rain. And it starts to rain on Athena, and she looks up to see a rainbow, and Ichan says it's a small present from him. Then Shuko, who just was announced the winner, takes off her headset, shouts, "Misaki, I'm right here." And the crowd is extremely confused, and Misaki is like, is that my mom? And Yuko and Shoko are both shocked. Misaki stands, unsure how to take this reveal, as we cut to credits.
Ba, ba, ba.
Jesus Christ, Shuko, this is how you're gonna do
Very erratic, yeah.
I'm like, God damn it. Dude, if I was Ojiro, I wish we cut to Ojiro. He'd be like, I bet he'd be face palming. That would be me. I'd be like, are you kidding me? This is how you're doing it?
Oh, man.
Just getting up after the match and shouting, "I'm your mom!"
Yeah,
Insane
I feel
behavior.
Like that's not yeah. It's what?
Insane behavior.
Yeah, indeed.
Just unhinged. What is happening?
Oh, man. My first note is the dummy apple doesn't fall far from the dummy tree, with these two writing letters to each other, but not sending them. Good Lord,
yeah.
People. It's a letter.
Yeah, this is embarrassing.
I mean, and Ichan continues on with this letter writing.
God, yeah, at least his makes sense. Because he does actually suck at writing. He was right. He's like, I should just go talk to him in person. You know, the thing that they should have been doing, but didn't. For 5 years, God.
7 years.
Or 7 years. I like how Shuko imagines that Hikaru is not Hikaru. Shuko imagines that Misaki is mad at her. She's like, oh, you're probably mad at me because I haven't seen you in forever. Which is like, dude, your read of your daughter is so wrong.
It just
like,
shows that she knows what she's doing is bad.
Yeah, this is you feeling guilty because you are being an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Ichan is too old to be trying to write a confession letter. My dude, where are you going to put that? There's no school shoe lockers for you to put it in. Good grief.
This is, people used to do that. You can do this.
When you're 28?
Yeah, sure.
When it's a person you talk to every day?
Yeah, okay. I mean, you know, again, he didn't try that. He did the right thing eventually.
Yeah.
I think you can still send love letters. That's cute. Maybe not as a confession. Maybe you should do that after you're already together.
Confirm. And then it can be sweet. Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, but he gets it right. He acts like an adult here. I mean, I think it's pretty good. You know what I mean? For all of me getting annoyed by, like, how the adult romance was going, I think this ends pretty good.
Yeah, finally. She's taken hostage so easily. Everybody just takes poor Shuko in her wheelchair hostage constantly. Her sister, Ichan, and then this theme park has got to be so close by. Everybody goes there for their talks.
Yeah, I think it's pretty close by.
Princess Land.
It's called Princess Land. It's very funny. I mean, she's fine letting him drag her away. You know what I mean? She's like, she calls him Ichan. Did I know that she got, like, I didn't know, like, have we heard her say that? Did she always call him
no
Ichan?
one calls him, except for Okada calling him Chief.
Yeah, they call him Chief.
Everybody else calls him Ichan.
Or Boss. Yuko calls him Boss. But yeah, she calls him Ichan. I didn't know that.
All or nothing. He asks her, he confesses, and then he does the thing that we were talking about, like, straight up saying he wants to live with her when she hasn't even reciprocated. All in.
I mean, I feel like that's like that, you know, I feel like that's fine.
It's because she's got a kid.
It's because she got a kid. Yeah, I feel like you kind of, if you're like confessing to someone who has a kid, you have to be like, listen, I'm cool with your kid. I want to be around your kid. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta include that. Otherwise, it's like a little awkward. Because then they're like, well, are you cool with this?
Yep.
So I think that works out. I think, you know, I still think it's pretty good. I think that's handled pretty well.
Yeah. I think this is right before her next match. I don't think it's the day before. I think this is like the day of.
Like an hour before
yeah,
or something?
I'm like, this is not the time. It's like when Shoko was like, hey, Misaki, your mom might be here. Psych! Right before the match. Like,
okay, but like it kind of is the time because like
oh, God.
This match is not hard at all for Shuko.
No. Oh, God. Don't.
It's just, do we think Ichon's being cool? Like, what do you think about this? Do you think it's like a manly thing to be like, oh, I'll take you up to the Ferris wheel, blah, blah, blah. And then she cries about how much of a coward she's being, which is true. You should cry about how much of a coward you're being.
She should.
That's correct.
I don't know. It's fine, I guess. I mean,
okay, there is a really funny translation thing I got.
Oh,
which
dear.
is like after she's like, cause she's like, oh yeah, like I'm being such a coward. I'm like afraid of my daughter. I feel bad for like not being there for her. And then Ichon immediately is like, you should be proud of the life you've chosen, which makes it sound like, which I know he's saying, like what he's trying to say is like,
noble cause and all that.
Yeah, like doing this research is really important. It's going to help a lot of people, that thing. But it kind of just sounds like, I like that you abandoned your daughter for research.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
It's just like a really funny thing to say.
Yeah. Maybe that's just what he's been telling her all along, and that's why she's been like, oh, it's fine. I'm doing
you know who wouldn't have said that? Freaking Ojiro. Ojiro had been like, yeah, you actually are a huge coward for not seeing. Why have you not been seeing? Go see your daughter right now.
Yeah.
Then we have the fight.
Sai versus Shu. Go.
Yeah, the Shu.
The White Angels face off.
For calling her out a couple episodes ago, Sai had no battle plan for this at all.
Boo, it sucks. I hate it.
Nothing. She totally just collapsed.
Yeah. I mean,
what's our read of this?
I don't know, because she did seem like more fierce, and then she's just lost it, I guess. Or maybe she wants to see Misaki go against her or something. I don't know.
Well, like, because I feel like Sai's arc so far has been, like, before she fought Misaki, she's, like, so concentrating on winning because that's what she thinks, like, strength is. Mm-hmm. And she wasn't really enjoying the game, per se.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, this is nice because it's like, oh, it's her enjoying the game with Shuko. And, like, she made it up to the person that she wanted to confront, which is like, oh, you were, like, my sister's idol.
Yeah.
I want to have a match with you. She, like, doesn't, you know, she's not, like, strategizing. You know what I mean? Like, she's not putting in, like, the work to win that she probably could have done.
Yeah. Yes.
So I get, like, I'm reading it like that, which is, like, a very, like, nice way of reading it, where it's just like, oh, she, like, this is her goal was to have the match, not to win the match. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, like, have a good time, which is, you know, pretty good. I like that. But
we didn't see her fans be sad at the end.
We didn't see her fans be sad. Yeah, I would have liked it if she, like, gave it a little bit more.
I have a statement to make.
Okay.
Sai is my waifu. That's what I've decided. Sai.
Wow. Sai. The loser of this
Sighing
round.
over Sai. Okay.
Oh my god.
So there's a lot of fighting sequences. One of them, Athena gives like the ultimate bitch slap because she like spins around and then just slaps Shirahime. It's so dramatic. But it's just Shirahime, step it up.
It's interesting because like before Shirahime was treated as like this like huge danger because she's like really defensive and heavy and big, right? Mm-hmm. And that was like a huge problem for Misaki. But like Athena's build is like perfect to counter it because it's like Athena's kind of fast, but still powerful enough to like land hits and stuff like that. So like the whole match, I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was like Haruko or someone being like, with Shirahime being so slow, this is kind of just like, she's just kind of running circles around her.
Yeah.
So this is the hard counter to Shirahime's build, it feels like.
Yeah, we see no more development between Sai and Kaede. No Saide. I mean, nothing crazy. I mean,
because Kaede is like, why don't you use hyper mode? And Sai is like, this is the goal of the fight, is for me to enjoy this fight, not to win. And Kaede is like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm like, Clamp is fulfilling all their fantasies with this fight because they've got like freaking let's have them sit on top of each other, let's have them like wrestling in water and all this like
the water
girl
on
cool. Girl.
Not because of that, it was just cool.
And then I did make a note that I feel like, I mean, our show is almost wrapping up, we'll probably go into it more, but I feel like they did a good job with these like super side characters that you only get to see a little bit each episode, if at all. But I feel like they did a good job giving them all distinct personalities and roles and stuff with like the dev team and Kotaro and Tomoyo. Oh God, as a dummy.
When Alice had her own doll.
Yeah,
yeah. Screen time. She has her own doll. Let's go.
Yeah, it's nice to see like things happening like outside of the main plot. And then the freaking astral emission. Whatever the hell that is.
Emission.
Nothing.
What the hell explanation are we going to get for that? Where does she get these wings from? Why does she fly in the air? What is this green energy ball?
I don't know.
What the hell is happening?
You know what? I was thinking, we never see Athena's eyes. And I was like, oh, maybe that's like because we never see Shuko's eyes. But she took her helmet off. But I don't think we're going to see Athena's eyes because they're clouded.
That's pretty good, though.
By the... Yeah. Look at me making drawing comparisons. And then freaking
when Chirahime gets blasted by that, it's
she just closes her eyes,
smiling into the doom scene.
Yep, and then freaking Shuko being a lunatic, being like, "Hey,
oh my God,
everybody,
Shuko,
listen
why
to me!"
Are you like this? Oh my God, why are you like this? Such a bizarre thing to do, Shuko.
It is peculiar.
I mean, this matches what she was at the beginning when she was like, oh, the champion's going to have to be conference called in, and everyone's mad, and then she just shows up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And Yuko's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you like this?
Yeah.
This is matching that energy of being why are you like this? Like, yes, this is dramatic. I think we should be taking this a little bit more seriously. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. So the next two are the final ones. What do you think's going to happen? Misaki seems a little, like, uneasy from what we see of the last shots. Yeah, she's like, what the hell?
You don't think this would be like she's not going to stand up and cheer like Shuko's expecting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course, because this is a bizarre thing to happen. It's like the weirdest thing ever.
Mm-hmm. Very peculiar. So what's gonna happen?
I don't think Misaki's gonna be cool with it. I think she's gonna have a whole episode where she's like, "What the hell is happening to me?" And Shuko's gonna be like, "Oh, was that not the right thing to do?"
You'll live and you'll learn.
And Ichan's gonna be like, "Well, maybe there were some other ways to handle it." And Yuko's gonna be like, "Yeah, of course that was the wrong thing to do."
Oh man,
what's wrong with you?
Wild. So that'll be that, and then the next episode's got to be the final fight for the championship.
Final fight. I don't know how Hikaru is going to counter
astral emission.
Astral emission, just a giant cartoon blast.
Yeah,
I don't know, energy blast, getting hit with Dragon Ball Z moves. Mm-hmm. What's she gonna do? I don't know. Hikaru doesn't have anything like that.
No. I mean, but she can copy anything with her Sharingan, so I'm sure she'll figure it out.
Yeah, like, I do really appreciate that Misaki's whole thing is like, she pays attention to stuff and remembers it. And it's like, well, that's cool, but also, you can't, that's not gonna counter astral emission.
I guess you dodge it. That's the only way.
I get, that's kind of all you can do. I don't know. You think she whacks it back with like a baseball bat or something? That'd be pretty good. That would be funny.
Kicks it back.
I can't wait until we get the freaking pseudoscience explanation for how it works.
I feel like we might not. We just might not get it.
Oh, but they've been loving doing that. Like when they explain the weird crystal cage thing as like a quantum interference or whatever. Like all the pseudoscience stuff has been very funny to me because it's just like so ridiculous. And then there's Ojiro who's just like,
but we only have 2 episodes
like,
left.
yeah, Wizard just it's just static electricity. Like when you rub your feet on a carpet, he's just doing that. It's like what?
Wild.
Fujimori flirting with Ogata. You think they're gonna get together at the end?
I know. I guess she's gonna have to take matters into her own hands.
She likes to tease. That's her whole thing.
It'd be interesting to see because I feel like she'd have to keep him on a short leash because he seems like he could very easily be distracted by any other ladies going on.
So he's like a goofball though.
Whipped for sure. Who's our favorite couple out of the dev team, folks? Now that they're all pairing off, we got Ichan, Shuko. The Inatas.
They're the best.
They're the best.
They're an actual couple.
So what do you think's gonna happen between, like, is Misaki gonna be with her uncle or is she gonna be with the guy her friends had the hots for?
Do not call Ojiro her uncle.
She's gotta be her uncle.
No, I think he's still like the big brother role. I think he was just being cute there. I don't think she's gonna be with anybody. I think it's gonna end with her being with her mom, and that's like the thing that's good.
Oh, that's love. The love that she wants.
And then like she'll high five each on at the end of it or something. You know.
Yeah.
The real hero.
I know they haven't talked much at all.
All this happens because he like gets her into it. You know what I mean? Like truly.
Well, she showed the initial interest and he just went with it.
That's what I'm saying.
When he saw her, yeah.
Crazy.
Oh man.
You know, but we need and these last two episodes we need more Shoujo airtime. We need more Shoujo. What's she doing?
Oh my god, you're right. Oh, we barely gotten any. She's wearing a different shade of lipstick, at least. I noticed that. She coordinates her makeup.
She definitely was like squinting at Shuko, announcing this, being like, "Are you serious?
What the hell are you doing?
I've been trying to get you.
This is how you're doing it. I've been trying to get you
to call her on the phone, and this is how you're doing it."
She just likes to make a scene. She likes a moment, dear. Yep.
Good lord.
Yeah, the AMVs I made in high school for Angelic Layer were mostly cut from these last two episodes. So I remember the visuals a bit more distinctly.
We should
like
make
very distinct visuals happening. It's gonna be okay. We can do that.
Make a playlist of good ones.
Oh my god!
The audience, our ultimate AMV playlist.
I know.
They didn't play the AMVs at the anime rave I was at. They had like a bunch of CRTs. They had like CRTs or were playing like clips of stuff, but like they just played normal music. I'm like,
what's a CRT?
The TV screen that's like the big box with like the lines on it and stuff like that. They should play AMVs. Listen.
Oh, gotcha.
The throw up.
A lot of conventions will have AMV competitions. Like you submit your own AMV. That's how I'd find music back in 2007.
Just kidding.
AMVs.
The status of modern AMVs are not that great.
Yeah, okay. I did not think of
a recommendation. Having to recommend. Here's the thing. We've done
Did you?
This is episode 12?
Yep.
Having to recommend something every week. This is like, I'm gonna run out of stuff. I don't consume a thing every week.
No, you're not gonna run out of stuff. It doesn't have to be something recent. I've picked like old ass things I haven't done in a long time. See, I have my room. I can just look at my room for inspiration because I have like 500 posters in here.
The stuff I'm thinking about is stuff I haven't finished yet. So I don't want to recommend stuff. Like I'm watching I'm watching Dungeon Mission, which is very good, but I haven't finished it. So it's like maybe it face plans.
Maybe you could, if you don't have a recommendation, you could have like a caution, like don't consume this thing. It sucks.
Like an anti-recommendation, like don't do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Save people.
Don't get sick,
trouble.
Kids. Just don't do it. Don't twist your ankle. Twisting your ankle is bad. I did that a little while ago. Don't recommend it.
Oh dear.
All right, I'll think about something for real here. Let me pull up my list of video games that I've beaten.
I guess I'll recommend a manga. It's the first manga I ever read. It's a series we'll almost certainly cover at some point. It's Tokyo Mew Mew, which is like a shoujo magical girl situation, kind of similar to Sailor Moon, where there's a bunch of girls with different, abilities or whatever. But the art's really pretty, lots like love triangles, and the protagonist is super cute, and I'm trying to think. And I mean, I had described this to you in our demo.
Yeah, there's a chick named Lettuce, right?
I was like, one's a porpoise. Yeah, Lettuce the porpoise.
So, okay, is Tokyo Mew Mew new? Is that a sequel series or a remake?
It's a remake. So I guess that's probably what we should watch.
Better? Is it good?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I mean, it'll probably look better. I mean, the original Tokyo Mew Mew that my dad burned a disc of for me that I just watched a ton when I was 12 had a lot of filler in it. There's a lot of filler in that. I think because they're trying to make it like a longer running series like Sailor Moon. But there's only 7 manga. And then they had there is something called Tokyo Mew Mew A La Mode, which was like a little sequel series that's only 2 volumes with like a new girl added to the team who's like a bunny. But we've got basically the main girl's got 3 different possible love interests, kind of. Or not that she's or interested in her, at least. Her name's Ichigo, And then she's got like this boy that she's had a crush on at school. And then there's a guy who's like a part of the team that she's working with to save the world, whatever that maybe is a thing. And then like one of the enemy people is kind of into her too. So lots of different moments with different folks. So you can ship your pick. So I guess that's my recommendation.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. We'll probably check that out at some point.
Yeah. Thank you, Middle School Library, for carrying it.
Libraries carry manga sometimes. I'm going to recommend a video game. I'm going to recommend the video game Immortality, which is a game by Half Mermaid Productions. It's like a Sam Barlow game who made Her Story and another one that's like that. It's a FMV, so it's film, like it's things that are recorded, like, you know, like filmed. It's classified as an interactive film game. And what it
does this is this what? Like was it Red Command, where they have like live action footage that's used as in-game
Command
cinematics, or like Command and Conquer, or what is that Conquer? Old like? Yeah, they used to have like actual actors like film scenes, and then that would be like the in-game cutscenes.
So this yeah,
it's like that.
The whole game is that. So what it is the premise is that you are given an archive of 3 movies that all star this one actress that were never released to the public for a variety of reasons. And you are navigating a database. And the way the database works is a clip will play, and you have the option to play things like in, you know, normal speed. You can speed it up. You can reverse it, that kind of things. And you can click on objects in the video, and it will associate it with another clip that has an object that is either the same type of object. You know, if you click on an actor, it'll show you a scene with that same actor in it. If you click on something, it can show you something that's like thematically similar. So like there are times when you can like click on a bullet hole, like in a wall or something, and it will turn into someone's like pupil that's like really zoomed in close on them. So it does like an object kind of matching association thing. And, you know, there's like these different things you can do if you like play clips backwards. You can find like hidden things. There's like a story underlining like what this actress's career has happened and like why she has just kind of disappeared and what happened to her and kind of what's going on in the background. And you can also like figure out like what other characters, or like not characters in the story, but like, you know, people in the crew essentially are doing. It's really interesting. It's really cool the way the game actually works. It's 3 different movies that are like in 3 different genres, which is really interesting. Like one is this kind of love affair in a like religious abbey kind of thing. One of them is like a detective story. And then one of them is like there's a celebrity that she's playing the double of, so that the celebrity can go and like have a normal life while she pretends to be her, that kind of thing. Like something you might see in like the early 2000s, I feel like. So there are all these kind of like genre period piece stuff. And it's just really interesting to see like how these different movies are related to each other. Sometimes they are shots of the scene that's filmed. Sometimes they're table reads of the film, of like a scene. Sometimes it's a kind of like a walkthrough where it's just like they're going to do the little stunts, but on like not on the set. And it like makes you think a lot about how just like movies are made, because like different things are in different processes of the movie. Sometimes you just get behind the scene clips. It's really interesting and makes me think a lot about like how movies are actually like shot and made, while also doing this like cool item association in this game. It's really interesting. I haven't played any game that's like that at all.
It's because you're the guy who plays the cool, unique
Yeah,
games.
It's really interesting. It's called Immortality.
See,
check it out. It's like, if you're not a video game person who plays video games because you don't like, you know, making Mario jump and like turning the camera and stuff, this is a game that is not like that. Yep. This is one you can just like click on things. I think it like you could play this inside of Netflix. I think they like had a little thing for that.
What?
Because like you just need a remote. Right?
I was gonna say because
click on stuff.
Yeah. I was gonna say because if this is on Steam or something, most folks who aren't into playing games are not gonna be familiar.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is on a lot of different stuff. Like I played this. This was on Xbox Game Pass for a while, which is where I played it, but they took it off.
How wild is it? You're still playing. I mean, I guess you're just doing it from.
Yeah, I mean,
computer,
Xbox Game Pass is just subscription service to like some games on the PC.
I've never done any of those.
It's pretty, I mean, it's a good way to check out stuff if you're like not sure if you're gonna like it. It's only like $10 a month, so it's really not that expensive.
I know. If I like something or not.
Yeah, I mean, I like to explore different stuff, so it works out pretty good for me. And this was a really cool game. So Immortality. Yeah.
Nice. We discussed this because we were trying to find a game to play together. We're anime soulmates, but we're not game soulmates. Although I have one of my streaming viewers, Bleach, is claiming he's more compatible with your anime
Listen,
taste
I
am.
I need to show you
Which is probably true,
yeah.
yes.
Watch up to that one arc of Bleach, the best shonen arc of all time.
First
the
one?
Soul Society one.
Or the second one? That's the second one, I guess. The second arc. And then all the episodes after that.
Well, it's
don't
definitely
even
like,
bother.
this is the part that's like authored and written, and then I'm pretty sure the guy who wrote it said in interviews is like, yeah, I just kind of like had to keep going after that. I planned up to this point, and then I just had to keep making stuff after it, and I'm like, okay. And it extremely feels that way. Oh yeah,
Kubo, I think.
That's definitely what it feels like, because that arc is amazing, and then everything else is like, okay, yeah, this is just like a standard shonen arc. Sure, this is passable.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense that's what the show is made to climax to. So after that, it's hard to think of new things.
That's, sometimes you only set out to make 27 episodes, and then they tell you to make 10 more, and you gotta walk back the romance plot.
That's right. We have a new Apple podcast.
You want me to read this? The one you posted?
Yeah, that's
I can't
right.
actually read the title because the title is too long. Oh, okay, there it is. Easygoing and easy to like by Sandwich Artista. Sarah and Joe sure do sound like they're having fun recording. Can't wait to see what they cover next.
Ta-da! Yeah, I finally got my review in.
You didn't even make me say something stupid.
I know. I was like, maybe I should have made you say like how much wood.
Yeah.
Chuck wood or something like that.
Anyway, if you would like me to read your comment out, you can rate us 5 stars and leave a comment on Apple Podcasts, and I will read what you write. Sometimes it takes a little while to show up, so if you don't immediately see it, apparently this takes several days. I don't understand how this works.
Yeah.
But whatever. Please rate us on that. Rate us on Spotify. Just rate us wherever you are listening to podcasts and are allowed to rate things, which is usually all of them. That would help us. Another way you can help us is by talking about this show to your friends and people you think would be interested in it.
If you don't have any friends, just random folks you find, you can be like, hey.
Yeah, just tell it to people on the street. That's going to be the primary way we gain an audience. Is I take most of my recommendations from word of mouth. Someone tells me something's good, I will check it out.
Hey, Joe.
You going to tell me about Knights of the Old Republic? God.
Yeah. Star Wars: The Old Republic. I'll have you know.
Considering the complete lack of multiplayer games, we might just end up playing that because we run out of any other viable options
default.
because everything is incredibly bad. I don't know. Hopefully, I can figure out how to I would get Dolphin working or something so we could play something else. But yeah,
What's our life lesson? What's our takeaway? Don't proclaim your identity to your daughter in front of thousands of people.
That feels a little too niche. I don't feel like anybody else could take that advice ever. I don't think it's relevant to anybody else in the entire world.
Okay, but all our other ones have applied
all the other stuff extremely real.
Situation.
Let's see what happened in these episodes. Everyone just had a good time in their final fights.
Check to make sure no one you know is eavesdropping when you're talking
Always
about
look behind
the future of your romantic relationship.
The people behind you on the airplane, in the movie theater, they can hear you. And if you're telling them that you need to stop riding tandem on a bicycle, they're gonna know. You said that.
I'll never forget. Yeah, so people be creeping.
Always
so you
look behind you.
Keep an eye out. Don't get distracted by your reflection from the glasses that they're wearing.
Just because they're wearing glasses doesn't mean that it's not the person you expect them to be because they're wearing the same ridiculous outfit as they always do.
Yep.
Keep an eye out for Ringo.
One more, and then who knows? You guys don't. We do about what we're covering next.
We'll probably do
It'll be more relevant.
This kind of stuff. Oh, right. If you have questions to send us, if there's things you want us to think about, if you have comments on Angelic Layer, you need to send those in. Send them to
ShouJoepod@gmail.com. All right.
Okay. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Fare thee well.
Till next time. One more episode of Angelic Layer.
Woo.
Maybe meet your daughter under better circumstances. I don't know.
Yeah, just be better.
Just be better. Maybe have you considered, dear listener, being better?
Remember when Mickey Mouse, what was it? The Mickey Mouse where they would like all the characters in the
it was
show
like a
would come and
nightclub
watch
or something. It was like a comedy
clips of
club.
things. What was that?
Is it House of Mouse?
House of, yeah, that sounds right. House of Mouse. Yes.
What a good concept.
Show focuses on Mickey Mouse and his friends running a cartoon theater dinner club in the fictional setting of Toontown, catering to many characters, Disney cartoons, and animated movies while showcasing a variety of their cartoon
That's
shorts.
good. That's,
yeah, that was, I remember that vividly.
We should make that for all the shows we cover. So, like, different casts of the unrelated shows we're covering.